Wait, I can't hear you.
Hey,
Hi, good morning.
good morning. Is everybody in the waiting room?
I think so. Yeah, Michael's here. Let me have in Michael first.
Hey, well, so sorry. My apologies for being late. Erica needed to talk to me about something real quick. Um, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Erica, we just had a thing and we had a meeting where she couldn't hear me. But anyway, we're here now. Just wanted to check and see. I have a couple of ideas for an icebreaker, but if you all got one, go ahead and go for it if you've got that. What do you all think?
Yeah, so Yami and I actually came up with the icebreaker. I don't know if you want to let him know what the icebreaker is, Yami, while from your notes.
You know what? I trust you all, and I want you. We'll go in and we'll just kind of reintroduce ourselves, and then I'm just going to let you all go for it because I know 15 minutes is a short amount of time, and I want to get the students in there and get them going. While you're doing the icebreaker, I'm going to look for the agenda piece just so I know I'm hitting the points that are going over. So I'll let you all take the charge once I kind of reintroduce everybody. One thing too, I just got some feedback from the other advisors, and we want to encourage them to have their cameras on, and if they feel they can't have their cameras on for a certain reason, they need to reach out to you all or to me about it, for why that is. So
Okay.
just wanted to give you all that note. So, and thank you for the attendance. That's really great. And just, if you could link me to that doc, because I need to put up students of concern who haven't been attending. And just reach out to the ones that haven't.
Yeah, yesterday I reached out to 3 of them, but I haven't heard back, so we'll see if you're here today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let them all in because I know they're waiting. So I'll bring them in here. Admit all. Good morning, Summer Bridge, Cohort 11. How y'all doing? Nice, thumbs up, like that. Now, I know it is 9 in the morning, but I would appreciate if every
Michael, I think
sorry about that. This computer cuts my mic sometimes randomly. But yeah, we want to see your faces. We want to get to know you, and we want to have things going on. I know, 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday may not be looking our best. I know I don't look my best at this time, but please feel free to put that on so we can get more of that interaction with you. And if you have a reason why that's a challenge for you, either something going off at home, something like that, just let myself or one of the bridge leaders know. So we're going to cover a few different things in our advising appointment today, and then you'll continue to use the Zoom link for all the different activities going on, including the academics. And then, we'll just have more information. There's going to be plenty of videos and things to watch at the end of the day too. So a lot of content here today. And this is what a lot of our days are going to mostly look like going forward. So we'll have, this kind of structure. So with that said, I want to go ahead and turn it over to Natalie and Yami, your awesome bridge leaders, because they are going to lead you through an icebreaker, and I'm just going to sit back and listen and just do some prep for the rest of the day once they're finished up. So Natalie and Yami, take it away.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had some good rest. Day 2. And so me and Natalie will be doing an icebreaker just to get everyone going, get that energy up. And so I don't know if Natalie, you want to introduce the icebreaker?
Yeah, totally. So, hi, everybody. My name's Natalie. I know I've met some of y'all yesterday, and some of you are new faces. I'm so excited. Good morning. Like Yemi said, I'm glad you all had a good rest. I'm hoping you did. So, our icebreaker we have today, it's called speed friending. So, I'm going to be breaking you all up into groups of, let's see, we have 23, maybe like groups of 7, about groups of 7. Some will give or take, you have more than what you're expecting. Random, so y'all can make friends. We're gonna be asking you a couple of questions and just interact with one another, try to see if y'all have something in common, and then we're gonna come back and do a debrief and pick one person out of your group to speak about like what you learned or a fun fact you learned about somebody else, and just kind of get their name also, and just double check that you know each other's name too, okay? So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be breaking you up into break rooms within the next 15 minutes 3 times, and then we're gonna be debriefing from there on, right, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Okay, so let me figure out, do a random breakout room. Let me see. So I'm gonna do 7. Yeah, so some groups will have 3, some groups will have 4. So don't be concerned too much about that. So I'm gonna do automatically, so it's gonna be random. So Yami will type in the questions that we're gonna be asking you. And then you'll see it on the top of your screen and just answer the question between the 3 or 4 participants that are in your group, okay? Got it? Can I get a thumbs up? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yay, okay, sweet. All right, I'm gonna give you guys the breakout rooms. All right. Yami, do you wanna stay on?
On this one?
Yeah, with me, or do you wanna go into the group that you're in?
Oh, I kind of like dismissed it because I was finishing putting the chat. But if you want, I can go ahead and go to a group if you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into my group then, okay?
Okay.
Did I even put myself into one?
I think we got another student admitted.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so you're in breakout room 3.
Yeah.
So if you want to go ahead and do
Is there a
that.
way I can go into it now? Since oh wait, I see it breakout room. Got it. Okay, I'll go ahead and go to it.
Great, great, great. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to pick someone to give us. Hi, welcome back. We're just gonna have a couple more coming in. We have 3 more seconds, and then everybody will be here soon.
Oh, it changes. Or not.
Okay, is everybody here? Yami, are you here? Oh yeah, I see you right. You're right there.
Yes. I think everyone should be back. Yeah, I think we have everybody.
Okay, so I would like to hear from one or two or three people. Just kind of tell me a fact they learned from somebody else, and answer the question, which was, I believe, where are you from, and what do you like to do for fun there? So if I can have like 2 or 3 volunteers, and then we'll go ahead into our second question.
I can volunteer.
Sweet, thank you, Brian. Go for it.
Well, we didn't see the second question, so we weren't able to go to it. So we just talked about where we're from. And Leslie was from Santa Rosa. Yes. And then Catherine was from Upland. And that's what I learned, I guess. And I'm from Napa. But that's all we got to.
Thank you, Brian. So we got Leslie from Santa Rosa. We got Kat. Where are you, Kathy? On my screen. Where are you? Where are you? You're right there. Catherine is from Oakland, and we got Brian from. Where are you? From Napa.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me give 1 or 2 more that would want to speak about what they learned from their group. Anybody?
I can go next.
Yeah.
So I'm Sam. I'm from Santa Rosa. And something I learned from Esteban is that he's from Arvin, California. And what he likes to do for fun is hang out with friends. And Yami is from Richmond, and she likes to go to the beach.
Sweet. Thank you, Sam. And I have 1 more, and then we'll go on to our second question. Whoever wants to participate.
I had Aiden and Alexia in my group, and Aiden is from Petaluma, and he usually likes to stay home and play video games or read. And then Alexia, she says she is from originally San Francisco, but she's in Concord right now, and she enjoys just spending time with her friends because they're just like naturally really fun people to be around. So yeah.
Thank you, Sarai. And Sarai, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Windsor.
Sweet. Thank you, Sarai. All right, and I'm gonna break you all up again 1 more time into another breakout room, and you're gonna answer what Jamie put on the chat. Who is your favorite music artist and why? And you should be in different breakout rooms from your first group, so they should be different. So I'm gonna go ahead and break them up, okay?
Do you want me to join again, Nat?
Let me see how many you have in your group.
Looks like we have another person coming in.
Wendy's, oh yeah. So let me assign. Okay. Okay, Yasmin, you should be in group 8.
Okay.
Wait, hold
Wait.
on. Is Jasmine frozen or she's just there?
I think Jasmine might be frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gone.
She went though.
We got
Ivana.
Anna.
Okay, looks like she went. All right.
Okay, so go ahead into your group. Maybe. And then I literally have not been into a group.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that this is going like easy. All right, so I'll see you right now.
All right, for sure. Sounds good.
Hi, welcome back. Everybody should be back in like 30 seconds. So, yay. Let me see.
Well then.
Hi, welcome back. Amy, where are you? Oh, you're right there. You're on my screen.
You're always next to me on my screen, so I see you right away.
Last time you were like in the corner, really far away from me. Now you're like on the bottom of me. Okay, so I hope I can get another 2 or 3 volunteers, different volunteers this time. Just tell me what um, the answer to the question was. What is your favorite music artist and why? And hopefully, maybe I can see some people that might relate to what I like to listen to and why. So hopefully I can get 2 or 3 volunteers, different volunteers. So we got Alexis. All right, Alexis, go for it.
Okay, so Alexia liked Kaylani and Brent Fayez, and those are like my favorite artists. So that was something we talked about. And with Jason, so the conversation, we kind of just picked up and talked about other stuff. And we've been talking about Netflix shows, and he's been watching Outer Banks. So I kind of want to watch that show now.
Sweet, Alexis. Okay, so 2 more people who would like to volunteer.
I can go.
Okay, go for it, Jasmine.
So I was with Maria and Alonso, and we're talking about how like our music taste is so like wide that it just depends on like our mood. But Maria listens to like Janae Aiko, and Alonso I think said like Tyler the Creator. But it's like so wide, so there's so much that like we listen to.
Those are really 2 good artists. I love them. Okay, so we'll get 1 more and then we're gonna go ahead into our last question, okay? All right, so we'll have 1 more volunteer. One more. I just need 1 more to volunteer for me.
What's the question?
So the question was, who is your favorite music artist and why, and what you discussed in your group, and just kind of tell us who you were in with and what their artist and why, I guess.
I was in a group with Esteban and Angela, and Esteban likes AJR, but I forgot what Angela was into. My audio kind of like messed up at that point.
It's okay. Where's Angela? Okay, sweet. So sounds good. And so we're gonna go 1 more last time into breakout rooms. I changed you into different ones, and they should be different ones. And the question is, why did you pick Sonoma State? So why SSU? And what are you looking forward to the most, either through summer bridge or just kind of experiencing Sonoma State? So I'm gonna break you out into rooms right now. All right. See. I think I assigned everybody. Let's see. Is Jasmine frozen or is she in her room? I'm confused. Okay, there you go. All right, Amy, I have you on team one. I don't know if you want to go into team one, or you want to stay. Wait, I can hear you. I can hear you. No.
I'm on mute the whole time. You know, I think I'll just stay now because I feel like I always go in a little late, so I interrupt them.
See, I think it's good. I think we're doing progress. It looks like some of them, when I do like the 60 seconds, some of them do hop on super fast because I think they're done.
They're done.
And this time around, they were just kind of like, they waited until the 60 seconds and they came in and they were like, oh, that was fast. I heard one of them say like, oh, already? So I was like, okay, good.
Because like when you give them like a topic like music, they can talk so much about it and they get really interested. So they were talking. I know like when my group, Aiden got cut off too.
So hopefully it's working. I think this was a good one. I think this is a good one to start off with. And I'm pretty sure I generated random ones like all 3 times. So they shouldn't have been stuck with the same one. I'm hoping. So I think
really good.
We're getting it done. Even though like we're online, I feel like we're getting it done and they're getting to know each other. So
yeah, like they're getting familiarized with each other's names, faces, and everything.
I know. How exciting. How exciting. I wonder how it's going. I wasn't going to put Michael into breakout rooms because I know it could be awkward, but I just put him into breakout rooms.
Kind of had to.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So I think when Michael starts talking, I'm going to take attendance on, so I printed out the whole thing to see who they were. And I also have your students. I don't know if you want me to take attendance in the mornings, or you just want to take care of yours and I take care of mine.
Yeah, we can do that. I have like an Excel sheet too that I just use and just like write if they're there or not. And then, yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Hopefully it's going good. I'm going to give them like 1 more minute. And go, why did you pick SSU, Amy?
You know, it wasn't my first option or anything. I really, really wanted to go to Humboldt because like I'm such like a greenhead. I loved like the trees and everything. It was far enough, but thankfully I got a scholarship for the Dream.us, but it only applied to certain schools, and Sonoma State was one of them. And it's just very like it was so like it was close, but it wasn't close enough. It was far, but not far enough, and so it was perfect. Yeah. Which I'm glad now.
I know. I feel like after a while, you're just kind of like, you're glad that you did something, moved out to somewhere, and
right. What about you?
I picked SSU because I think I just wanted to go away from home. It was time for the experience.
I feel that.
Why I chose SSU. Hi, welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
We got about 35 seconds for everybody to be back. So have some patience for us.
Was in Thailand.
Okay, we'll be back on. Yes. So the question was, why did y'all pick SSU and what are you looking forward to the most? I would like to have my last 3 participants or 4 just to kind of tell me maybe their own answer for this question, or maybe somebody else's. I'd like to have like 3 or 4 different ones from the last 2 questions we answered, and then that would be the end of our icebreaker for today. So once we finish with 3 or 4 volunteers, then we'll go ahead into passing it to Michael. So if I like some volunteers.
I can go.
Sweet. And how do you say your name? Kylie? Kylie, okay.
So I picked SSU because I had the opportunity to be on the cheer team here, and I've been cheering like for the past 5 years, and I like just really didn't want to be done yet. Um, and I was in a group with Leslie, Ivana, and Yasmin. And Leslie and Yasmin really wanted to go to SSU because they live like really close to the campus. And Ivana is really excited about the diversity at SSU.
Sweet, thank you, Kylie. I'm so excited you're on the cheer team. That's a big accomplishment. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
All right, thank you, Kylie. I could have another participant that would like to volunteer. Let's see, somebody who has not spoken.
I want to go ahead and share real quick, actually, because I've noticed that there's a number of students in our group that are from the local area, and I was talking with I had Esteban and Israel in my group, and I was talking with Israel about how we're both kind of in the local area, and I am actually from Renner Park, the city that the school is in, and I shared with them, I walked to my high school that's like a mile away from my house, and then I walked to college because I just lived close by, and for me I wasn't ready to go anywhere yet. And for those of you that are maybe in like Santa Rosa, Windsor, Sonoma, even some of you that are, fairly close by in like Vallejo or Napa or something like that, like it's kind of like, oh, the convenience of it being close by, and the CSU is all about like building it there for the community. And those that are coming from far away, that's great. And I'm glad you found a reason to come up here that made it worth your while. But it was just cool having that kind of discussion. And Esteban talked about how he came from the opposite side, and he's coming from further away, and that was kind of what it was for him. So that was a nice discussion with you guys. I appreciate that.
See, thank you, Michael. So actually, I think I don't know if Yami would like to speak on this, but I think Yami and I can give you all our experiences or why we chose SSU. So I had chosen SSU because I wanted a different experience. The majority of y'all don't know, but I'm from Riverside, California. And I don't think the majority of you know where that's at. That's in Southern California. So it's a good 8 hours away from Sonoma State. So I moved because I wanted a full-on different experiences than I thought I was going to receive here if I stayed home. And I don't regret my choice at all. It has been and will continue to be a good experience for me. And just kind of meeting the people I've met has been great. So whoever is on here in our team that is traveling from far away, we're so very proud of you. And even if you're local, it's just a big change for sure.
Definitely. I can also share. I chose Sonoma. Personally, I'm like an hour away from Sonoma, from Richmond. So it felt very comfortable. Like I was far enough where I could move out over there, but I also was close enough where I could go back home anytime I wanted. It wasn't a really big, trip. So it felt comfortable, but also Sonoma State allows for like a smaller campus, and it allows you to be involved in so many different things, get a closer connection with advisors, professors, and everything. So I think it really allowed me to be in a lot of different things that I didn't think I would be in, and definitely be more involved. Gives you a lot of opportunities. So it's a great home, and I'm so happy that everyone chose it. And I can't wait to see what Sonoma brings to you. So.
Sweet. Thank you, Yami. So Yami and I put this icebreaker together, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. It'll make our souls very happy. Thank you. So other than that, we're done for our icebreaker today, and we'll pass it over to Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you both for designing that. And I was telling one of the groups that one of the questions you came up with was one of the ideas I had for an icebreaker too. So I'm glad we're always on the same page, even when we don't always have time to discuss. So I wanted to run through a couple of things with you all first, just so we can just take a look at some agreements and then how it's going to work. And then your academic professors will be coming on starting at 10 to give you some of that. So the first thing I wanted to do is share my screen so we can go over some of the information and agreements about Porta. So you all are going to receive this document in an email, and you'll use the Adobe Sign feature to just sign your name on it. And if you are under 18, they're going to need a parent signature too. So if you have a parent on standby or somebody who signs your documents for you, they can come in and help you out with this particular document. So I'm going to share it so we all see what it looks like, and then we can kind of go over it together. So everybody see the Porta document on your screen at this point? Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Okay, great. I can only see a couple of you, but I saw thumbs for that, so that's perfect. All right. So this is Porta Centra's first year agreement. So kind of your general rules and things like that, and just kind of like what the program is about. And within the modules on campus, there's more information about what Porta is and what it does. And it's such a great program. So what the advisors can do, and I want to make clear to you all, as much as working with you all has been great, I am not a Porta advisor. I am a Disability Services for Students advisor, and I'm here to help out with Summer Bridge, and you'll be assigned a specific Porta advisor, either Alma, Erica Mullicane, or Diana. And all three of them are really great, but I'm also, on the other side of the building where they're at, so if you want to email me too about different things, happy to correspond. But just wanted to make that clear about who the Porta advisors are. So things you can talk to them about, learning about university life, career options, that sort of thing. They're going to help clarify general education requirements, graduation requirements, and those are things we'll do too over the course of Summer Bridge, so you have some really good information about that. You're going to learn about just different departments on campus, like where to find tutoring, where to find other types of supports. You're going to learn from them about just understanding how to deal with the academic challenges that might be coming up, and also your careers and things. So you're expected to check your mailing address and information on your portal at all times. And I cannot stress enough on how checking your SSU email every day is so important, because there's just so many things that get sent through it all the time. It's how the university communicates with you, definitely. Just make sure to set up your voicemail. Sometimes when I call students, especially some of my DSS students, they don't have their voicemail set up, so I can't leave them a message, which makes it hard for me to have a contact with them. Because if you're not checking your email and then don't have a voicemail, that makes it really, really tough. And we're already working on completing Summer Bridge successfully. Taking a look at your to-do list in your portal. And for those of you that met with me yesterday for individual advising, I went over a few things of like showing you your portal for some of you. And please, please, please use that Google spreadsheet to sign up for meeting with me individually. Even if you're not sure what you want to talk about yet, I definitely want to get to know you and what your goals are, and it'll help me for registration as well. So please do sign up for that. And I've let Natalie and Yemi know to remind you all to use that spreadsheet for it. They're going to want you to meet with your Porta advisor at least twice a semester just for check-in, and you can definitely meet with them for more than that. And they're happy to talk to you about academic, personal, financial issues. So we're kind of like a catch-all for coming to see what you need. They're going to want you to enroll in 12 units each semester. And that's for financial aid purposes for Porta. And we're going to make sure that you all leave with 12 units at least by the end of Summer Bridge, so you'll have that all taken care of. And they can discuss all that registration and stuff with you in future semesters. And then you'll also have your major advisor. So the way advising works here is you get your Porta advisor, because you all are part of this program, which is really great. And then you also have a major advisor. So if you're business or biology or Hutchins, like you'll have your individual advisor too, who knows a ton of stuff about that school. And then you'll have people like Alma and Diana and Erica, who know about like a lot of the general ed information. So those classes you'll be taking your first couple of years, and then they'll be able to do that. And then if you're part of another special program like DSS or something else, you might have somebody else that you'll work with too. So if you you'll need to meet with your PERTA advisor if you're placed on academic probation. So raise your hand if you've heard that term before, academic probation. Has anybody heard of that before? Okay, a couple of you, yeah. All right. So what academic probation is it's basically a term for students who get grades where they're under a 2.0 GPA. So if they're getting like, kind of C minuses and below enough to where it's a lower GPA. And with academic probation, you're not kicked out right away. The university doesn't do that. You'll get the next semester to kind of work on some things and do that. And part of meeting with your PERTA advisors and any of your advisors is to help out with that academic probation situation, since should you find yourself on that. And please always reach out and get help. And I actually taught a class this past semester about this information, and there's a lot of supports to get students off, and a lot of my students in the class did get off academic probation. So PERTA has a civility statement here. As a member of the case and PERTA community, I reject all forms of prejudice, discrimination, or targeting of others. I pledge to treat all people with respect, including those whose abilities, beliefs, religion, culture, color, race, sexual identity, national origin, or characteristics are different from my own. It is my responsibility, if I have experienced or observed this kind of behavior, this kind of negative activity, to report it to the PERTA staff promptly so we can together create a welcoming community for all of our students. I think that's the most important thing on this document, to be perfectly honest. We want to create a very inclusive and enjoyable environment for everybody, because you're all here to learn, and you're all here to, whether you want to become teachers or you want to do something else like that, that is what we're here for. So if anybody hears anything like that, let me know, let the PERTA advisors know, let your bridge leaders know, so we can just make sure it gets addressed. So I want everybody to feel comfortable and safe here. Yeah, and just letting people know if you decide to change schools or something like that, and that sort of thing. And then this is where you'll sign. And like I said, you'll be getting that through your email a little bit, I believe, later today from the Summer Bridge email line there. So once we get that in, then you'll be good to go as far as signing some stuff. So I'll go ahead and stop the share, and just want to ask, did anybody have any questions about that document? I'm seeing some no head shakes. Okay, great. Well, thank you for listening to me on that information. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear, that that needed to be done and everything. So in our last 5 minutes, I'm going to go over a couple of different things. So my expectations of you all is just to show up at the times that you need to show up. And if you can't, let me know, or let Jamie and Natalie know. I'm really big about communication, and I'm really big about communication being very clear. I tell all my DSS students this too, that it's good for me to know about something beforehand so I can talk with the parties, whether it be professors or things like that, about it, rather than learn about it after it's happened. So being your own advocate is something we stress in that program, and it's something I want to stress here too. So if you need something, let me know. I'm not going to get mad that you have to go to work, or that you have a family obligation or something's going on. I just want to know why, and I want to be able to help support you to have access to this Summer Bridge as much as possible. The cool thing is they're recording all of these sessions, so you can always listen to it at a different time if it works for you. And I always tell every one of my DSS students, I'm always just one email away. So my email is just my last name, UINON @sonoma.edu, and y'all can feel free to send me an email about anything at any time, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, and just try to troubleshoot and work together with you. So that's what I'm looking for. And I've already seen from the conversations I've had with many of you that you're a respectful bunch of young adults. I'm really excited that you're all here and being engaged in this process. So I'm excited. I know this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's see, the modules on Canvas, there's a lot on there for sure, and it's broken up by day. there's a lot of stuff on there that you can watch on your own time that's kind of like short videos and stuff like that. So I want you definitely to check all that stuff out. I'm actually featured in the DSS video, so if you want to hear me prattle on about DSS stuff, like that one's on there, including how to get started with our office and plenty of the other really awesome offices, United for Success, other EOP related type programs and things like that. So please check those out, and please just continue to correspond with your professors as well, because there's some great faculty, and I'm really glad that we have the faculty that we have. So today also there's going to be some cultural affinity groups that are going to be available. I'm going to put the Zoom link for those in the chat here, and those are going to be available from 1 to 2 today. So there's going to be a different group kind of each day, and you can check your schedule and see which group is going today. So it's just a chance for people of like backgrounds to be able to meet and kind of check in with each other and see what's going on. So I'm really excited that they put this part together so people can take a look at that. So great, and that's pretty much what I have for you all. And just a reminder, if you have a reason why you have your camera off for times, just let me know and we can do that. Oh, thanks, Alexis. How do we access the spreadsheet? The spreadsheet should have came to you in your SSU email yesterday. So what you can do is put a little star by it, and then you should be able to access it that way. And it's a Google Sheet, so you go in and you can just write your name into the box, and there's tabs on the bottom for each day of summer bridge. So I had 6 students access it yesterday that I met with one-on-one, and then they can do that. I can look to resend that out to you all as well, if that will be helpful. I think I got everybody yesterday, but is there anybody that felt like they did not get the one-on-one sign-up spreadsheet? Okay, great, Alexis. I'm glad you see that. Cool. Yeah, and I know you guys are getting like you all are getting like 100 emails a day. So please put like a cool star next to that one. So that way, if you have a question and want to meet with me for 20 minutes, we can make that happen. All right. So that's it for me. I know we have a little bit of a break between this session and the academics that's coming up at 10, but I wanted to make room for any Q&A you all have, either about this process or just about general things you wanted to ask at this point. So if anybody wants to turn their sound on and ask, that's cool by me. Right, hearing no questions, I just want to put out there, it's good for a stretch break between all these sessions. The Zoom fatigue is real. I don't know if your all's high schools did some of that during that. I just know it's tough to be on here for hours at a time. So please, in the times in between, take a stretch break. So I'm going to leave everything up and out here, but if you all just want to turn your cameras off, go outside. I really like that Ivana's out in nature right now, but like just having some time where you can get up and move around, if you're able, with the space that you're in, is always good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too, and then I'm just going to stick around until your professor gets here, and then we'll go from there, and I'll let them take on the academics. Natalie and Yami, do you have any other comments that you have for the group at this time?
I don't. I think you covered most of it, like the reminders and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we'll be reminding them throughout, like our bridge through breakout of everything too. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the other piece is just Professor Hobson wanted me to remind you all about the Early Start program. It's not required, but it's something that could be helpful for for math and English preparation. But I know too, you all are getting some of that here with Bridge. So just wanted to put that shout out there. So with that, I'm gonna let you all have the last 8 minutes to just chill. So sounds good. So we'll be here for the academic portion soon, and please again sign up for those individual meetings, and we can talk about any questions you have at that point. So thanks all. It was great meeting with you this morning, and I look forward to seeing you more often.
Michael, is it possible to do like a breakout room, me, you, and Amy?
I think so. Let's give it a shot.
Let me. I don't know how you do that.
Let's see. So Natalie, is there a breakout room button on the bottom part of your, click on that and see if it says something about create new breakout room, and then you can just try to type in Yemi and my name.
Okay.
See if that works.
We got it.
Cool. I'm down as a co-host, so I don't have that. Otherwise, I would have just did it.
I think it did it.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's great to see everybody. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, how is everybody doing? See all of you. Look at you. Wonderful to see everybody. Hello.
We're ready for our second word that we're going to learn today.
Oh, good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Okay. So everybody got everything set. I am able to share, right, Michael, the screen and everything.
Yeah,
So,
you should be able to. Yeah.
actually, host has disabled participation screen.
Oh, Natalie, can you give some host powers, please?
Hmm?
Oh, Natalie should have. I think Natalie is
Oh,
actually.
okay. Okay. So yeah. I just need to share the PowerPoint if possible. Hello. Okay, everybody. It's so good to see you. Are you all ready for your next class? Can everybody have their cameras on? I love to see everybody's faces. That's me. Well, look at everybody. Good morning. Okay, and your next word of the day is, y'all ready? Okay, and I don't know if I can disable the microphone or who has access to that. So everybody ready? How do we say good morning in Arabic? We say sabah. Everybody say it together, sabah.
Sabah.
الخير.
Sabah.
صباح الخير. Ready? One more time. صباح الخير. Very good. All right. So that's your next word of the day. So for the next classes, you're going to have to practice it. Okay. All right. So am I able, Michael, now? Hello. I don't see Natalie. Okay. Let me try. Still disabled for some reason. Maybe multiple sharing. You could give me that.
Yeah, let me see what I can do about that.
No worries. No worries. So basically today, most of you have completed the free write, correct? How was that? Yeah. Okay. So just who would like to, okay, just you have, do the students, Michael, have the ability to open their microphone and speak, or do I need to do that?
They should have the ability to do
Perfect. Okay. So just out of curiosity, somebody in their own word, just tell me, how was the experience of free write for you guys? Was it useful? Were you able to write? Did you do 30 minutes or 5 minutes? Who would like to just overall discuss it? Overall, there's no right or wrong, just ideas about the free write.
I didn't think it was hard.
Okay. And Tiffany, right? Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Well, I mean, it's just basic personal questions. I only spent like 20 minutes on it.
And of course, and were you worried about grammar or writing during that time?
No.
Yeah. Now, free write is basically, just to get everything set, free write is part of the pre-writing activities, right? So everybody say pre-writing.
Rewriting.
Very good.
Rewriting.
Because why am I claiming that? Because writing is a process. I want you to think of it as a process, like you going from one thing to another. Before you hit that submit button on that paper, you want to think of it as, first of all, you're going to be pre-writing, then you're brainstorming, right, with your colleagues or ideas about the paper or talking about it. Then you start the drafting and then the revising, and then you submit the paper. So two things that I want to keep in mind, and I really like that. I always tell that to my students. So I want you to keep, as you go through college, I know we all like to pull an all-nighter, but here's the deal with the all-nighter. You don't go completely through the process. So just remember to go through the process of writing, because no matter what you do, even if you want to get through that rough draft and write it immediately, you got to go through the pre-writing stage, which is just saying, what do I know about the topic? What if I come to the class knowing about it? And then what do I want to learn? And what do I want to write? Okay, so these are things that will really help you. And one of the techniques in writing that really helps you to do that, which you practice today, now, whatever you do, you free write, okay? Does that make sense? And also it helps to see what others have said about it, okay? Now, whether you know it or not, every day on social media, you kind of are doing some sort of free writing every day when you're thinking about topics or you're discussing it and texting your friend. It's form of a free write. You just don't think, do you ever worry about your spelling and when you're text messaging and you got, oh my God, exactly. So just, you do it every day, but we want you to do that. And number two, there is no Prime. I know we all love Amazon, but there's no 2 days in a paper. It takes the process, okay? Been there, tried it, tell you it doesn't work. All right, we got that part. I got access. Do I have access? Michael, yes? I do, awesome. All right, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna now share my screen with you. If you give me a second, let's see if I could do that. And I'm gonna share computer sound just in case if I wanna show you something. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the slide. Can everybody see my screen? Is that a yes? Please somebody give me a thumbs up. Awesome, all right. So here's the deal that I want you to think about, and I'm gonna go into a couple of things. I'm gonna jump in. This is our agenda. So we're gonna talk a little about free writing. We're gonna work on annotation, note-taking. We're gonna discuss your homework, and we're going to explore the Native Land app, and then we're going to talk about land acknowledgement. But let me just go into that. Can everybody see that? Yes? Thumbs up? Good. Thank you, Jasmine. I'm looking at a couple of you. You are my hint when I give me the thumbs up. First of all, that's the pre-writing stage. Does everybody see my mouse and as I'm going? Then you move on to the drafting. Then you move on to the revision, editing, publication. No matter what you do, you got to go through these stages of writing, okay? Okay. Some of you may not want to do free write. Brainstorming is I love brainstorming because I just call somebody when I'm thinking about that. Okay, what did you come up with? You talk to your colleagues, you do a little discussion about that. Some of you may journal write. Does anybody do journal writing? You wake up and you journal. Beautiful. Tiffany, you journal write. I love that you do that. I really encourage you, if you do a journal write, to do that. Some of you may not want to write. If you have your cell phone and just want to pick up the recording and journal write that, that's awesome too. Because I find myself, I'm going to go on a walk and I'm thinking about the paper. I put that recorder on and talk to my cell phone. And it types it out for you. Whatever works. Some of you might like to cluster ideas and you get overwhelmed with so much information. Clustering is like conceptual mapping, where you put the main ideas and say, how am I going to narrow that topic? All of those are very useful technique. However, my favorite, and I'm always going to go through that, is the free write. And if you could see what it's written, I want you to keep that quote in your mind. Can everybody see that quote? You can't think yourself out of a writing block. You have to write yourself out of a thinking block. In other words, we're all familiar, I'm having a writer's block. One way to do that is just start, just write. So benefit of free writing, you might want to take some notes. If you remember through your writing, first of all, it helps you develop your ability as a writer. The more you write, the more confidence you have. It builds confidence. It drives inspiration, because the greatest ideas come from jotting down sometimes meaningless things that, you know, you're just figuring out stuff. Barriers that may stop you, emotional themes and barriers that you want to help you take rid of those. It promotes process and not outcome. It develops muscle memory and good habits. When you write something down, you will remember it too. So I don't know, raise your hand if you write something down, you're more likely to remember and not forget it. Raise your hand if you're like that. Free writing does that. It helps you discover just how committed you are as a writer. If you make it into a habit, try 14 days of free writing and see what happens. You'll be amazed of how much you could write. I test out this with my students. Usually it's when I do free write, they always have a journal with them, and it could be on their computer. It could be anything. We have a 5-minute, and by the end of the semester, they'll be amazed that they have written about 20 pages, some of them, and just a paragraph a day. That's just a free write. And you wrote about 20 pages just in one semester, if not more. Some of them even write more. It helps you discover just how committed you are as a writer. It generates honesty in your writing. One thing I want to also encourage you, if you like to write, and Tiffany, I saw your hand up. I don't know if anybody else rose their hand. If you keep journal writing, keep them in one place on your computer if you want to type them out, because then you'll see how much you wrote. It is really interesting. Anyway, so that's one thing I want you to keep in mind. Number 2, I want you to go into the process of note-taking, guys. This is really, in my opinion, very important. Okay. You all ready? So most of you might have, where is my beautiful article? Can you all see this? A talk to the teachers. Did everybody download this? Tell me if you did. Start to read it. Raise your hand if you did. Awesome. Awesome. If you haven't, for next class, please, on your computer or anywhere, make sure you download this, okay? At least read it, because this is very important for next class, okay? Basically, what you're going to be doing tonight as your homework is reading this article and taking notes. Why is that important? Okay, so when you're doing note-taking, and you see how I highlight it, I'm just going to demonstrate. Do you see my highlighting? I'm going to show you more. And I actually like to print out, if you're like me and you like to touch the paper. How many like to hold the paper in their hand? Do you remember it more? You're kind of kinesthetic learner. You like to hold. Go ahead and do that if you have a printer. And then I put on the margins. Everybody see that, how I do that? And I see it, so I'm just making sure. I use different colors, different ideas, okay? What I find when I do that, it shifts me from just reading and skimming. And when you hear the video by Dr. Kim Esther Williams and the other video that talks about the article, you have 2 videos to watch, they'll tell you the same thing. Everybody, I want you to say the word, open your microphone, say active reader. I want you to remember that word for me. Open your microphone, say active reader.
Active reader.
Active reader.
Come on, I want some enthusiasm. Active reader.
Active
reader.
Awesome, all right. So you're no longer just saying, okay, I'm just gonna try to get the ideas. You're engaged, and the more engaged you are, the more it's moving from just understanding to knowledge. And that's what we really aim for, is not just to understand something, but have the knowledge to use in our everyday life. So when you're doing note-taking, you underline key ideas, topic sentences, you box or circle words or phrase you want to remember. So you'll find me, and I'm going to show you an example. Any word and I'm going to show you right here, anything or new ideas, I put circles around it. Okay, very important. So place a check mark or start next to an important idea. If you like an idea or a quote, please put a check mark under it. Just like you give thumbs up on your Facebook or anything that you're doing, you like an idea or you like something, same thing when you're reading. If you like it, put a star. If you want to give it 2 stars an idea, give it 2 stars, okay? Excuse me. Place a double check mark. Put a question mark near any unfamiliar references or a word you need to look up. When you're reading an article and there are unfamiliar words, sometimes you can copy the word and put it in Google. Other times keep reading because you'll get it from the context, but underline it and say, look up. And then copy that word and put the definition on a separate sheet because that's your word of the day. And then start using that word in your everyday conversation, okay? Because that's your new word of the day. So we always have a word of the day. When we started, like, what's the word of the day today that we all wanted to learn? Mark the thesis or main point. Now, some of you at high school heard your English teacher say thesis statement. Raise your hand. Thesis statement. Raise your hand if you got that. Where is your thesis statement? We want to know your thesis. Okay, very good. So somebody, I want you to just tell me, Alexis, can you tell me what a thesis statement is? In your own words.
Okay, so it's like it's like 1 or 2, like a couple sentences, and it talks just about kind of the gist of the whole thing, and like the idea that you're going to convey throughout the whole thing.
Okay, very good. So it's anybody wants to add another thing about that? Just to add that. Thank you, Alexis. Very well put. Anybody else wants to add anything about that? So I like 2 things when I'm reading an article. I like to always underline the thesis statement. So say underline the thesis statement, very important, because that's your focal point for the whole paper. Now, I'm going to ask somebody who can just jump in. Where is usually the thesis statement? Does anybody know where usually the thesis statement when you're reading an article? Where is it usually?
It's usually the second sentence.
Very good. Okay, it's usually at the end of the paragraph, right? At the end usually, but it's always in the introduction. Where is it always in?
Well, it depends, but
yeah, go ahead.
What? Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, it depends on what.
Well, what introduction you're doing? Either a funnel statement or a funnel introduction, or a hook one, or a map statement one.
Good. Well put. Exactly. It depends. Sometimes, yes, it's not always there. It depends. But usually in academic papers, right, you usually find it most likely, right, sometimes it's the second statement, depending on the papers, but it's always most likely the main focus is in the introduction. And where also does the thesis statement get re-articulated in a different way or restated? Where do you always restate it?
In the conclusion.
Very good. Thank you. So when you're reading the paper and you want to know if you want to use this article or not in the library, what do? You look at the introduction and at the conclusion and see, because they're going to tell you what most likely the whole gist of the paper is. Well put. But did everybody, thank you. Alonso, am I saying your name correctly, Alonso?
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you, Alonso. Okay. So always find your thesis statement. As you reread your paper, number the writer's evidence. I like that. So writer's evidence means what supporting evidence did they give? Did they use other sources? Did they quote somebody? What quotes did they do? Did they give statistic evidence? Is there repetition of words? What is the writer trying to accomplish? Use different colors to mark themes. Did you see how I'm using different colors to mark my themes? I used yellow. Yes, I am demonstrating, but I'm going to show you more. All right. See yellow? See, I use pink and yellow. How many of you color code? Raise your hand if you, I love color coding. Yes. All right. So here's this part. Number 2. So I'm going to show you a quick example just to get an idea. We did the note taking. Here's this part. See me? See what I did? This is kind of what I just did. I showed you a picture because I like to show you that for me, I go through the same process. That if I'm able to show you how I do it. You may able to kind of do it in your own way, but be creative. I like to write on the margin if I printed out the paper. I'm a kinesthetic. If I hold it, somehow I remember more. I don't know why. Others are not like that, but see how I put right on the side, a check right here? I like that idea. See how I circled right here? I put on the margin ideas of what he's trying to tell us. I like this. This is something I want to go back and read it. But it's not something I highlight. It means it's a good idea, but I like this is something I might want to use as a quote in the paper or summarize it. This is the main focal point. So these are some ideas. I put different things. I don't know if it's the same thing, different ideas. Now, as for electronic, guys, I'm going to show you this idea. If you have a pen and you like to draw, you can also circle. Like, for example, I like the idea in this paper. If you have a PDF file and you use your iPad, iPhone, and you like to do that, you can do that on a PDF file, and you have a PDF file which gives you the same idea. If you have a pen you like to draw on, like this is the idea. The purpose of education finally is to create in a person the ability to look at the world for himself, to make his own decision, to say to himself, this is black or this is white, to decide himself whether there is a God in heaven or not. This is the idea of moving against conformity. So I wrote the word conformity. I like this word, crucial paradox. What is a paradox? Why is this crucial? So I just circled that word. I said, I want to look up the definition of that word, something that you may want to do. Also, I put comments and sticky notes. Sometimes I do that. And then I say, okay, this is the main idea or the thesis here, first part. And I said, well, determined resistance goes back to this. Do you see how I put an arrow just for me to become more active? I'm going to show you the document now if it'll let me go in. Okay, let me see. Can everybody still see my screen? Yes? Okay, we're getting in. Let's see if it works. Yes. Now, you got to be patient with us. Sometimes our internet doesn't always go. So did you see this? And here's my sticky notes. Oh, okay. Now the fun part, what I did, and you know that I teach with my sister, right? So you're going to see on the day 5 of poetry where I am doing my little poetry ideas and discussing poetry with my sister. So what we did, we thought would be very fun, is we went back and forth as if a collaborator. I said, okay, so this is the thesis main idea, and she added ideas. So this is something you may want to do. You know, and then we're adding ideas, we're conformity here, powerful image describe education, and I have the notes right here. So you may want to think about that. Also, it's like you're writing your side notes. You may want to come and go back and read and add new ideas for your notes. So here's this idea. I said, okay, looking at your churches and the government and the politician understand the structures operate from someone else's benefit, not for his. Okay, so I said, there's a reference to white privilege. So we wrote that on the margin. We were talking about it. I love, and that's me. I said, it was deliberately policy hammered into place in order, I don't know why this came, to make money from black flesh. So I said, this is a quote I want to use, right? Why am I showing all of this, guys? Because this is what you're going to be doing in this paper. Everybody's following me. This is your assignment for today, to kind of come up with ideas and notes, but just I'm demonstrating it. And immediately we found where the thesis is. Sometimes you may want to go in the video. She talks about these words to look up, Kim Esther William. So are we clear about the value of note taking? Is that a yes? Oh, and then we said, we went back, we said, okay, here, I would suggest to him that popular culture as they're presented, for example, on television, in comic books, and in movies is based on fantasies created by very ill people. And he must be aware in these are fantasies that have nothing to do with reality. This goes back to the video. So you might want to connect ideas with the lecture that you listen to in the videos, okay? Refer to lecture on the essay, which provides examples of advertisement media representation African American. Okay, now, having said that, I want somebody just who told me they read it. I'm gonna go back here and give you a minute. Now, I heard some of you said, I'm gonna go back and I think I could see everybody here. All right. Now, I heard some of you say that you read the article, right? Who read the article? Raise your hand if you read the article. Alexis, did you say you read the article? I can't hear you.
I watched the video.
Okay, and what did you think about the video? Can you give us a glimpse so everybody, which video was it? The first one by James? The one? Okay, what did you think about it? What was the main gist of this article that you could decipher even before reading it from the video? Can you just tell the group? So
The narrator was talking about how the one thing that really got me was when he was talking about the governor. So after the desegregation was already a thing, he went back on his word just to get votes, and he put the National Guard in front of the school to make sure that no African American students got in.
Yes.
And so he was just talking about how people will go against their own morals just to get popular votes and popular opinions.
Yes, and then you saw the idea of segregation in schools, right? That was very important. What could you decipher he's telling educators to do? What does he want us to do as educators? What was he encouraging us? Now, remember, this is in the 1960s, right? If I'm correct, that it was written, something around that, right? What was he trying to tell us that we as educators should do?
He wanted us to not listen to what people say. When people say that segregation is good and we need them to be separate, he wanted us to just realize and know that's wrong and speak out. Whether it's legal or not, whether people want it or not, you need to speak for yourself. And if you think that that's wrong, you need to say something. You can't just let the majority win because it's not right.
Anybody else read the article? With beautifully stated. Thank you. Actually, it's not right? Beautifully stated. And it made me think about systematic racism. That's a word that we're hearing on media a lot, right? But this is what I want to challenge you to do. And I think James Baldwin would even say, yeah, every time you hear a word on the media now, look it up. Because when they're breaking the word systematic, what does systematic mean? Who can just say when you hear the word systematic, can somebody define systematic for me? Open your microphone. When they say systematic, what does that mean? Break down the word for me. Systematic is part of what? The root of it. Can somebody look it up? Look it up on your cell phones. Find me the word systematic. Can somebody define it for me?
Well, I haven't looked it up on my phone.
Let's go ahead. Yeah.
But from what I
Please.
I understand, so it's basically the system is made like that. So systematic racism is racism that is created by the system.
And very well stated. Systematic comes from system. Racism comes from race. So they joined those two words, they coined those two terms, and we have systematic racism. Correct, well put. Now, somebody else read a talk to teachers, anybody else? He is against that. Does he use that word in the article? He talks about segregation a little bit, but that term is not. He says the idea of resistance. He talks about those. So I want you to think about that silence sometimes is not always the answer. In fact, it creates more resistance, correct? That's what he's going around. I want you to remember that. And he does say that, but no society is really anxious to have that kind of person. He says that in the quote. What society really ideally wants is a citizens, I'm like, what? Which will simply obey the rules of society. Systematic racism means that everybody is based on the system. Everybody obeys the rules, right? So is he against somebody obeying the rules? No, he's against the idea of segregation and racism. Not just simply following the rules that pertain to social injustice. Does that make sense? Everybody's okay with that? This is systematic racism. So you want to know when you hear it, what that stands for, okay? Make sense? Very good. Any questions for me on that one? Yes, and suddenly when the camera is on and you're looking at yourself, you suddenly say, what am I reading again? Anyway, so all right, here we go. So, all right, so we got that part on. And the next part that I want you to remember is, before I'm gonna go into the homework, I want you actually, one of the most important thing is for your essay, you're gonna be comparing two articles, right? But what I want to show you, and we're almost there, and I'm going to go over the homework, is in order to know systematic racism, you also want to know, let me see if I can get to this correctly. I'm getting there. Can everybody see my screen now? Yeah? Okay, so you might have heard about the idea of land acknowledgement, right? And we talked about that. There's an app, and I really want you to explore that app where, I don't know if anybody's seen this app, but if you haven't, please take note, and I want you to explore it. So please, as we do that, take notes on that app. It's called Native Land app, and it's gonna look something like that. So take notes on that. Everybody write that, go to the map. And I love that map because, okay, this is the image I wanna give you. And since, okay, every day you're walking, okay? Every day you woke up today, your feet landed on the floor, which is part of the earth, correct? Okay, there's soil on this earth, okay? We went out for a walk in the morning. We saw the green trees. I went out for a walk in the morning. I saw the beautiful green trees. I saw that. But underneath this, our ancestors, there are people who walked the earth before us, okay? Nobody, so we are now in the present, but we have to acknowledge the past and the future. Land acknowledgement means who has walked before me on this land? Whose feet touched this land before me, okay? Now, if most of you know, oh, okay, Native Americans were in America, right? And we all know what happened. Most of us are aware of the history classes, right? I don't want to go over that history, but most of us know that, okay? And he does talk about later on, Americans came into the land, right? And a lot of hardship happened to Native Americans, right? And they were colonized. What's the word? Colonized education. So this app goes back and says, if you put your territory, so if you open this app on your cell phone now and just put your address, where do you live? And see who occupied this area before you, the native tribes, if there was. So if you put your address here and you search for it, you'll find people who lived, or Native Americans who lived there previously. So if you could see my screen, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Yes, okay. So you'll show you all the tribes here. So I found it really fascinating. And it shows you, are you all seeing the tribe's name appearing everywhere on this map where you are? Okay, so if you put Sonoma, what happens? Okay, so, and then you get to explore the names of the tribe. So if you ever heard of Ancestry.com, I know it's not the best approach to show you. Anybody heard of Ancestry.com where you know your ancestors? Okay, so every time you're stepping out and going on the walk, you are walking on grounds that your ancestors and most likely Native Americans' feet touched too. So this is called land acknowledgement, okay? Just remember that, because that's very important, okay? Because nothing is built without what previous generations have also contributed, okay? So the past, the present is built on the past, the present builds the future. So I really want you to remember that, okay? And everything is connected, okay? We all talk about the butterfly effect. Everybody heard about the butterfly effect? Raise your hand if you heard about the butterfly effect. That's our modern term we use. For everything for every action, there's a reaction, correct? So I want you to keep that in mind when you read that article. The next one that you're gonna be reading, and it is called, I hope I printed it out. Where is the other one? I'm gonna put it that. Can everybody see that? What's your next article that I want you to find in the library? We're gonna do it together. Protecting. Can everybody see that? Okay, It's called Protecting the Treasure. Don't worry, I just want you to, I print them out so you get to see them. Can everybody see Protecting the Treasure? I see it, yeah? So for your essay, guys, this 2 articles, can everybody see my hands? You are gonna be comparing and contrasting. That means showing the similarities and difference between these 2 articles. Yes, yes? For your final essay, okay? All right, I'm gonna go over. I just want you to kind of get into the rhythm of what we're gonna be doing. Cool? So did everybody test this app out? I love it. And then you have blogs, you could donate. There's a teacher guide, imagine that, I love it. And then how you can contribute, okay? Check it out. And remember that every day, okay? So everything is interconnected. Action, reaction. Every word that you say, every word that you write can lift a person up or bring a person down. So you choose your words wisely, okay? Very good. Do you all remember that one? Okay, that's my tip of the day. Now I'm gonna go back to the next part. Having said that, I wanna go, everybody, we're gonna teach you something in the library. Let's see if we can get you to the library because I wanna show you. I got good, I'm good on time. Okay, let me see if we have that. Access the library, okay. Okay. Okay, so what I want everybody, if you have your laptop, does everybody have their laptops with them? Yeah? Cell phones, laptops? Okay, so watch me as I do that. I'm gonna go to Sonoma State Library in a minute, but I want you to put this article. It's called A History of Indigenous Education, California. And this is the article by this person, okay? This is a chapter in a book. Can everybody see that? So this is on Indian ground, land acknowledgement. We are walking on Indian ground. This is the book, okay? This is the idea here. You're gonna need to download this chapter. So if you have a laptop, if not, please take notes now because it is not accessible on Canvas. You need to download it. I wanna teach you how to do it in the library. Are you ready? So I'm just gonna take the title of the article, Protecting the Treasure, A History of Indigenous Education, California. This is the article. I'm copying it just so I could save some time. You could type it out. I usually go to SSU Library. This is what I do, or you could just go into Canvas. Oops. You go to the Sonoma State Library. And I wanna, can everybody see that? Give me a thumbs up. Of course, you could go through the law. Okay, yes. I am gonna say, I'm just gonna put the title of it in the search button. This is what I'm gonna do to see if it appears, okay? You could do that with me if you're already doing that. Now look what it gave me. Did you all see this book? It gave me the book. Now at the bottom, is everybody following me? Please raise your hand if you have questions immediately. If I can't see you, or speak up, get your microphone out and just say, we can't follow. Everybody's with me? Give me thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so there is the full text available. They're showing you here. And then there's the online access, okay? Everybody got that? Now, can I just put online ground California? You could try that. Can somebody try on Indian ground California? You could just type that up and see if that appears too, okay? And then I'm gonna go to online access because I want you to go online access, and then I'm sorry, you could put on Indian ground California, or you could put the title that you're looking for. Either or, it should give you access. Everybody's following me on that one? If you cannot, gotta log in, see if it works. Come on, please work. Okay, once you're in there, let me see if I could get it from here. So you should, I don't know why it's doing that. So I'm gonna try one more time. It's still spinning. Maybe I have it open too much. So I'm gonna go back in here. I'm going to try it. There's full text and there's online. Let's see if it appears now. Give it a second one more time. Did everybody find it? See if it goes in.
It's not working for me either. It's not loading.
Mine
loaded.
Loud? Okay. Do you
But-
see? Very good. It's loading for me, and it could be something. So you're gonna get the book. I'm gonna close this now. Maybe it's because I have so much thing. Let's see what happens.
Mine loaded, but it says it's to EBSCO, and then it says sign in.
Okay, so you need to sign in.
Yeah, that's what it says for me too.
And you have a code?
Is it for everybody?
Yeah.
Is it just like our SSU login that we put in for?
No, I think you have to sign in with Google because I actually put in my SSU ID.
Okay.
Okay.
Try doing that, guys. As mine is spinning still. Good. Okay. I think you should be able to access the library if they're giving you a code. If not, don't worry. I will send you the link if you cannot access it. Okay. But you should be able. So I'm in here. I'm already. Let's see if this works. Okay. If you should be able. I'm trying to get my online access available online. So I'm going to go one more time and see if it's spinning. But you get the chapters. Let's see if it appears. And it could be because, so once you click on this, a book will appear and the treasure, protecting the treasure on the island should be available to you. Was anybody able to access it? Somebody talking?
No, I got a 503 error. I think.
Let's try one more. That is so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just saying the service is temporary unavailable.
Okay, so let's try again tomorrow if you're not able still to access it, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
I can't myself, and it's still spinning on my side. See, it's also giving me the EBSCO unable, and you have to put your user ID and if you say sign in with Google, let's see, I'm getting in here, sign in with Google. You shouldn't have to go through that. Honestly, I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't know. I don't even know if we've gotten the password yet.
Roseanne?
Yeah.
Natalie.
Natalie, help me out here.
So if you go back to your to the SSU library, on the top it says sign in, and you should be able to sign in with your SSU account to give you the access to all of it.
I did. So I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna sign in one more time. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, because I didn't sign in from the top. I went and it asked me to sign in, Natalie. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
It works.
Let's see. I hope so.
No, you end up with the same thing because I was signed in and I found the.
Yeah, I signed in preview. Let's just test it out. We're all learning together. We all gonna have some. I just wanted to show them how to get it, but let's see if it doesn't work. Then we'll figure out a way. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, I used that resource too many times.
I just got the same error again.
Same error. Okay, so let's try it another time. And if it still happens, guys, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to send it to you as a PDF file, okay? So don't not worry about that. We just wanted to show you. Did everybody get an idea at least how to access something from the library? Yes, it's still spinning, Natalie. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about the tech. Yeah, it's still asking me with the Google. That's all right. But just did everybody get an idea of the book and how to access a chapter within a book? Give me a thumbs up a little bit. Yeah. And so basically what we wanted you to just get an idea about is just search for a title of a book, find that, and just see the library and explore it. And I think it's just a technical difficulty, Natalie, right? It's still not letting me in, but I thank you guys. Tell me if there's anything that I need to do to show that part. Yeah, no. It's still giving me the same error. Yeah, surface temporarily unavailable. No worries, just remember the book, okay? Now the next thing that I do want to show you is I'm going to go back into Canvas just to give you an idea of what we have because I am signed in. Let me see if I could go in here or that's going to, there we go. For tomorrow, for tonight, I'm sorry. at 11:59. See if there we go. Whoops. Okay. This is what you have. Went into the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. So most of you need to read a talk to teachers right here. And then you're going to read this part. Most of you can download this article we showed you last class on how to do it, correct? And what I want you to do now is develop notes for discussion, including key points from the text, important quotes, your own analysis and questions to ask your peers. So basically key points, key ideas that you could come up with. And I think it would be great if you just summarize it in a paragraph or so and type that out, right? And then if you find a quote in the paper, like one of my favorite quotes that I really liked, once you do that is mark quotes that stand out for you. And then maybe you want to end with important analysis or questions for your peers. And then if you wrote it by your hand, right, and you didn't want to type it out, make sure you take a picture and upload it, all right? On that, so is everybody clear about that assignment? So you're going to watch a talk for teachers, which we talked a little about it. You're going to watch Kim Esther Williams talk. It's really nice. She's going to guide you also on how to do note taking. Follow the process, key points, key ideas, right? Quotes, reflect on the quote if you want to. Why did that quote stand out? Also, I want to encourage you, and this is very important. I trust the power of my, the mind. I want you to trust where you pause, what you highlight. I don't think that when you are highlighting or marking any text, whether digital, of course in the library you can't always do that, use sticky notes. But when you pause when you're reading and you mark something, please take note because there's a reason why you've stopped on that. I want you to think about, why did I highlight this quote? I look at myself, I say, why did I highlight this paragraph and actually went back and underlined it again when I'm reading it? What stood out for me? Because that may be something you're already building in your process of pre-writing that will help you in writing your final essay, okay? So trust where the eye movement, trust your intellect where you stop, trust also the intuitive process of learning. Why did you mark that one? Why did you circle it? Why did you give a check on that one? All of those are part of the learning process. So I want you really, don't underestimate that process. It's the building foundation, okay? I believe in it very strongly. Really important. When you're reading, what you mark, okay? This is my serious, really tone. You'll see this is really important for you. I feel because every time you mark something, it really stays in the subconscious and you'll be able to find it later on, okay? That's engagement. So I really want you to remember, why did I pick that quote? For me, I like, wow, this is an awesome quote. Why did I pick that one? What stood out? Myths about heroic ancestors. Why did I circle myth about heroic ancestors? You know, so I want you to think about that. That is part of your reflection and say, I picked this quote because now we got the critical thinking. Now we're engagement, okay? So you might hear, oh, I really want you to, educators always use the word critical thinking. Have you ever heard of the term critical thinking? Have you ever heard? And we always use that term. And one way to mean critical thinking equals reflection. I want you to put that. Critical thinking means reflection. I picked the quote. I picked the paragraph. Why did I pick it? What does it mean? And then you state your opinion, your thoughts about it. That's critical thinking. That's engagement with the text. So we're moving just from taking information from the text and summarizing, reporting to actually reflecting on it, saying what we think it means, why it's important. And then these key ideas become the backbone that you write your paper on it, okay? So when you're thinking about the writing process, I want you to think about this way. It's like any other dish or food that you make. First, you got to go to the supermarket, gather the material, or you can't make that beautiful pizza or spaghetti, whatever food you make, right? That's the material. The words are the material to write the paper. And then you start the process of combining everything and the thoughts. That's the sentence construction. That's the draft. Okay, are you all following me? And then you decorate it. That's the editing and revision. You put it in a plate. You add the herbs that you want to do that. You add your touch. That's your creativity. And then you present it, especially when you have your host coming, you present it in a way that really is appealing, and that's the commas, the structure, the capitalization when necessary. And then you hit that's the submit button, okay? So we're not looking for perfection, but make it presentable. Does that make sense? Does it go with the process? All right, how does that sound? Sounds exciting? Isn't that fun? Are you all excited about coming up? I love this article, really. And I'm reading it, and I could read it 5 times and always discover something new in it. So if you want to read it twice, go for it. You want to read it, you know, whatever comes to your mind. All right. On that note, I want to open the stage because I have one more thing before let me see questions. Do I have any questions for you guys? Anything, ideas? I went over your homework. Yes. Okay. So I did not want to leave you without this. I like active reading, but I don't just want you to practice active reading. I want you also to practice active listening. Okay, so I want you to use active listening on this part, okay? So when you're doing active listening and you're listening to the lecture, Kim, Esther, William, and James, I want you, during the lecture, when you listen to the video, take notes. Number 2, summarize key ideas. Because when you reduce it and summarize, then recite. That means say in your own words what you understood from this video, reflect on it, and then review it. These are your 5 key ideas. Record. That's when you're watching the video. Not record the video, but record. That means write. Reduce. That means summarizing your own. What I learned from this, clarifying meaning for you. You know, Kim Esther William was really teaching us not when to take, not the amount of words we need to take. Do we need to highlight the whole article or just ideas? When to use sticky notes? Recite, use your own words. When you say something in your own words and summarize it, you have learned it. Reflect on it. That's critical thinking. I emphasize that. Even the video, you could talk to your friends about it, talk to your leader about it, reflect on it. Natalie will be more than happy, I know, to talk to you about it. I'm just joking. Thank you, Natalie. All right, and then review, and so will I. If you want to just discuss something about the article with me, we have office hours, and I sent an announcement at 1 o'clock, I think 1:30. So come and talk to me if you have any questions, and then review, review, review. Before reading or studying new material, take 10 minutes to quickly review your older ideas and details. Review and how much you learned from it. So you're going to listen to the video and then read the article. Review the notes that you took on the video with the notes that you wrote. Okay, combine information. Connect ideas together, reflect. Isn't that fun? Okay, on that note, I have opened the floor for questions. So if you have questions, I'm just gonna put that questions for you. I think it's gonna be recorded, so questions for us. Okay, something that I want everybody just to think of, something they learned today they did not know before. And just write that down now. Take a minute and write it down for me on a notebook. Something you learned today that you did not know before. Or something that you already knew before, but you might want to use it again. One thing that you learned today you did not know before, something that you already knew. Okay? Okay, I'm going to just see everybody. I think I got everybody. Natalie, if I miss anybody, tell me, okay? We're going to go one by one. Just have some fun, all right? Okay, ready? I'm going to start with, okay, everybody go with something? Give me thumbs up when you're all ready. Good, thank you guys. Okay, I'm going to go, Jasmine, what did you come up with? I can't hear you.
Which one is it? Is it me or the?
Oh, do we have two Jasmine? Whoever is speaking, let's go for it. I was talking about the first one, but go ahead.
I said that, like, even though I didn't read the article yet, I said how, like, the importance of the past is, like, especially on, like, in every reading, the past is, like, mentioned somehow, and the present, it's just what it influences it greatly.
Wonderful. Okay, anybody else wants to jump in? I'm gonna go with Wendy. Wendy, what did you come up with? Okay, I am gonna ask, I am thinking of Sam. Do you wanna go on around? Tell me what you think.
I was just gonna say something I already like have practiced but still want to continue is like reading the text twice to really like soak it in, and then like the second time reading it actually annotating just to like understand it better.
Awesome. All right, Aiden, what did you come up with?
Something that I would like to improve on would be annotating, or not annotating, note-taking while listening to something.
Skylar, do you want to say something? I hope I got your name right, Gabrielle. Skylar Gabrielle. Did I say your name right? Yeah.
I like already do it, but like color coding when like you highlight and stuff, because I'm like a very like visual and like touching, like how you were saying, like touching stuff like helps me remember. So when there's like the different colors, it helps me like correlate a color to a like thing to remember.
What a great idea. Thank you. That's awesome. Renee, you want to go in? Go for it, Renee.
My note taking hasn't always been good, so I think improving on that will be good.
Okay, and yeah, thought that you had from going over note taking, you're like, I like that idea, huh?
Yeah, the highlighting different ideas would be nice.
Highlighting different ideas. Okay, Jason, what did you come up with?
I thought it was really cool that we got the app Native Land introduced. I think it's really awesome to know that there you can figure out what like natives were in the land that you're in. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful app? Yeah, tell me, you know, when you explore it, maybe next class, I'll, you know, tell us what you think about it. If you come up with new ideas and, you know, we could share also. I would encourage everybody to explore. It's a beautiful app. Anybody I missed who just wants to jump in? I'm looking, and Yasmin, is that correct? Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Something that I want to improve is listening and taking notes at the same time.
Listening and taking notes, active listening, yeah.
And what caught my attention was clarifying ideas, like on the where the slide it says like clarify meanings and relationship of ideas, and that's something that that caught my eye and I want to work on.
Okay. Sarah, okay, I'm gonna go into, I hope I got this right, C-A-R-H-I, I'm sorry, can you tell me your name? Sarah?
It's Sarai.
Sarai, okay. Is that correct? As I say correct, I hope so.
You're close.
Okay.
It's a hard name. I really also liked the active listening, taking notes slide, because I did AP classes in high school, and my teacher talked really, really fast. So it was always hard for me to keep up with what he was saying. And I didn't really have like a specific like system towards taking my notes, but this slide definitely helps, and I'm really looking forward to using it to taking notes.
Yeah, just recording, reciting, right? And just making sure you clarify the notes. Okay, did I miss anybody? Kaylee, I got it. I could see K-L-K-Y-L-E-E. Got your name right?
Kylie.
Kylie. Okay, Kylie, go for it. Who did I miss? I'm just wondering.
Something that I think like really caught my attention is like the idea of like keywords and breaking down like their specific meanings, just because I think words are like very important with
Yes.
everything.
Beautiful, like defining terms, right? Because sometimes we use a term We don't know how. Thank you. I really think this is important. Guys, if I missed anybody, please just jump in. Maria, did I ask you, Maria? Just jump in. Tell me what you came up.
Something that I said I already knew and that I want to continue using is annotations, because they're really important when like going through a text helps you like go back and know what you were talking about and find key points. So yeah.
Perfect. Who did I miss? Anybody wants to just jump in? Did I get everybody, Natalie? I know. Tell me if I missed anybody, Natalie. Did I miss anybody? Just
yeah, it's hard. It was hard for me to keep track. So maybe if anybody is just.
I think everybody's here. All right. I think I got everybody. Maya, I know you just jumped in. Will come along. I saw you. Hello. Okay, guys. On that note, hello. I hope you got everything. We'll come aboard. Yeah. Okay, on this note, your math teacher is there joining us. All right, so I'm gonna leave it to her as I leave the meeting. So on this note, I'm gonna say, everybody remember the Arabic word for ma salama? Everybody say it together, ma. Salama. Okay, and then, oh, thank you, everybody. I'm just gonna make sure. How do I do this and get, hello, Natalie. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now, guys. And then I am gonna say leave, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Bye,
Natalie. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Ma salama. And I'm gonna say thank you. Everybody say shukran. Shukran. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye, Natalie. Thank you for your patience with me. Bye-bye.
Well, hello, everyone. I really enjoyed listening to the your takeaways just then. Well, welcome to the second half of our academic session. But I know you all have been sitting for probably a while. Is that true? For like at least an hour? Yeah. Should we take a few moments just to like get up and stretch and maybe just like do something else besides look at a screen? Okay. But I mean, I just started, so I'm good to go. But I feel like you all might need just a little bit of a moment. So why don't we take 5 minutes? I'll put a timer on the, I don't know, I'll share a screen with a timer on it for you. I can do that right now. And then we'll just, once we get that 5 minutes, we will begin anew with our second half of our session. How does that sound? Sound good? All right, so here, I'll put up, you should be able to see my screen. And I'm just gonna go to the good old Google timer. And, oh, it's already there, 5 minutes. Ready? Go. beep, 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 beep. That is the sound of the timer going off. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Let's see. I need to get my controls. I can't see anyone, so I need to change the settings here. Awesome. There we go. We got us back, and it looks like a lot of you are rejoining us. So welcome back, everyone. We have a great second session for you today, and we might not even go the full hour or 50 minutes. This is going to be a very active time for you. But let's get to it. First of all, though, can I get a thumb rating? How's it going? You've been here for a full day now, over a full day. Woo, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Nice, very exciting. It's great to be here with all of you. I mean, not in my apartment with all of it. It's great to be sharing the screen together today. Okay, but let's get to it. So 11 o'clock, our quantitative reasoning workshop. So I'm going to click on that to access our cohorts information. And this too, I just want to also open this up so you can see where you can navigate all this information if you want to ever come back to it. But so first of all, I just want to sort of check in and see how the data collection went yesterday. So you took your heart rate and you took your mood data and then you did some activities. So I just kind of want to open it up and see how it went. So feel free to use the chat as well at this time. Here, I'll open up my chat. If you feel more comfortable just sharing via chat.
I'll share.
Yeah,
But I think it went really good. I also really like the meditation part. I've never really like meditated, so it was kind of like relaxing and I enjoyed it.
Awesome, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Others? Did anyone have trouble finding their heartbeat? I know sometimes that can be difficult.
Yeah, I had some trouble finding my heartbeat, so.
Yeah, Aiden?
Yeah, I couldn't record it down because I couldn't find it.
Okay, well, at least you tried, you know. Did you watch the video okay?
Yeah, the meditation was fine.
Good. And the video for finding your heart rate?
Yeah, I did see the video for finding it, and I already knew ways how to find my heart rate because of previous strength and conditioning classes and physical education classes. But in all the places where I would usually go, I couldn't find my heart rate.
Yeah, but
So
that doesn't always make it, just because you watch the video doesn't mean it we can find
yeah,
it.
no, I was just like trying to find it, and I'm like, nah, I still couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, I appreciate you trying, and at least we'll get from you your mood data, so that that we'll still be able to get.
Yeah, I mean, the classic way I find my heart rate is literally just put my hand in my chest and feel the thumping.
Oh. Okay, well, if you could find it that way too. Right on. Awesome. Others? Sounds like Skylar had some hard times with the heartbeat. That's okay. I think some of us did okay with it, maybe. Sounds like some of us are nodding our heads. Cool. Well, that was a little data that you collected on yourself, but what we're also going to be doing is collecting data on our other Summer Bridge classmates, not just our cohort classmates, but all of Summer Bridge, because we want to collect a lot of data in order to ask questions that we're interested about. So as it says here, discuss it. You have already spent some time gathering data about yourself. Now let's try to collect data from our peers. So what are you interested in learning about your classmates? Maybe you're interested in what they are studying, or maybe you wonder how far your classmates live from SSU campus, or how many siblings they have. And so what we're going to do at this point is go into breakout sessions, and you're going to discuss with the people in your session, like come up with like 3 to 4 questions that you would want to ask your full Summer Bridge group. And then what we're going to do is come back together as this full group right here. And we're going to look at all of the questions you generated together. And at the end of this session, we are going to come to 2 to 3 that we want our cohort to ask. And so again, what we're going to be doing with these 2 to 3 questions is myself and my math faculty colleagues are going to compile all of them into one Google survey. And then what we're going to do is send you that Google survey as part of today's homework. In that survey, there will also be a question for you to enter the data that you collected on yourselves yesterday so that we can compile all of that data too. Cool. All right, so are there any questions before I get us into breakout groups? Awesome, I have a question. How are you gonna get me your questions? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you all email me your questions right now. So again, you're gonna get into your breakout group, and then what I want to have happen is one email from each breakout group with the 3 to 4 questions that your breakout group decides. Does that make sense? And then as they come in, I'll compile them onto one sheet, and then we'll all look at them when we regroup. So I'm gonna put my email in the chat so that you have it again. You can also email me directly through Canvas. And that's going through, there's like an inbox on Canvas, and you can find our class there and you can email me. Does that make sense? Are there questions?
I had a question, Natalie.
Yeah, great.
Would you like me and Natalie to be part of the breakouts as well, or?
Great question. Why don't, yes, if you all can just be a part of the breakout. And actually, what if I could get you all to, if this is possible on Zoom, to just hop into different breakouts to check in on everyone. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
So you can just, I think Natalie and Yame, you both are like a part of, there's like 2 groups in here, is that right?
Yeah.
Cohort 11 has 2 groups?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, so.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on my end if I can pop in and out of other groups. I don't know if
Yeah, I think the host can only do that, Natalie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll just have you ladies with a group right now. How does that sound?
That's okay.
Okay, cool. And so again, there's my email. And what I'll have you all do is chat with each other for about 10 minutes. And then I'll check in to see how you all are doing. If we need more time, we'll do more time. Otherwise, I'll just close the breakout groups and we'll all come back. Does that make sense? Questions, or shall we just get to it?
Natalie, sorry. Just if you're like, if it's possible to put the questions on the chat so they remember what they are that you want them to answer and want them to do, if that's possible.
Awesome, great. So we actually don't have a question. My only question for you is, what questions do you want to ask the summer bridge? So I'll write that right now. What questions? Thank you, Natalie. That'll make a bit more sense so you know what to kind of stay focused on. So what questions, sorry, I'm talking as I'm typing. Would you like to ask your summer bridge classmates? I'd like you to come up with 3 to 4 questions. And then as a group, when we meet up after this about 10 minutes, we'll narrow these questions down to like 2 or 3. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I'll say email me the questions in about 10-ish minutes. Okie doke. All right, well, let's do this. So I'm gonna open up our breakout rooms here. And I believe, let's see, what's gonna happen is that they're just gonna be random. Yes. Okay, they're just gonna be random, and they're gonna be in, you're gonna be in groups of 3 to 4. All right, I'm clicking some buttons on Zoom, so let's see if this works. All right, you should have been prompted to join a room.
Guess someone's here either. Okay. I don't know.
Hey there, ladies. Welcome back. We're still waiting on, I got emails from, looks like 4 groups. So there's 4 groups still working. So I think I'll start wrapping up their breakout rooms when everyone's ready, and maybe in about 5 or so minutes. So feel free just to hang out. Feel free to chat too, whatever.
Hey, good morning, Natalie. I hope things are going well for you in your class.
Oh, good morning. Yes, they are. How's it going, Michael?
Excellent. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know I'm here virtually, but I'm not participating, if that's okay. So
Oh, yeah, of course.
just
They're
wanted
most of the groups or most of the students right now are in breakout rooms. That's why you don't see
Okay.
people here. But we're going to be regrouping here in about 5 or so minutes. So you'll be hearing us again soon. But
Great.
good to see you.
Glad it's going well. Thank you.
It's quiet.
Thanks for breaking the silence there, Aiden. Welcome back. So I just closed.
Silence.
What?
I said I hate uncomfortable silence.
Especially on Zoom, it can be kind of, you don't know if, like, is nobody here or is it just awkward?
Yeah, is it awkward or is everybody muted?
Right. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. So I just ended the breakout room, so I think we should all be back. How does it look? Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, I got questions from every group, so that looks great. Looks like you all were able to contact me. So what I'm going to do is share my screen where I've compiled all of your questions. And then we are going to kind of narrow it down because we have, let's see, there were 8 groups and each of you had like 4. So what is that, like 24 questions? So let's take a look here. So you can see on my screen, you can't see all of it at once, but here are some of the questions that the other groups came up with. So I'll give you some time to look over those.
That is a lot of questions.
Yeah, these are great. And what's really interesting is that there are some that are repeated. Like, I really found it interesting. 2 different groups thought up the question, what motivates you? Thought that was really interesting, but there's also a lot of diversity in these questions. You all came up with a lot of different ones. So this makes our job kind of difficult right now because we're going to narrow it down to like 2 or 3. Keep in mind that other cohorts will also be asking 2 or 3 questions. So we will be getting more data on people. So what I'm kind of seeing is looks to be like there's some questions about the people as students, kind of what major are you? What motivates you? There's also some questions about like location, distance. We also have some questions about hobbies, kind of like TV show is in there too, favorite brand. Yeah. So are there any that kind of stick out to you all or stick out to someone as like, oh yeah, that one I really want to ask?
If I can.
Yeah, go for it.
But I really like the why did you like choose Sonoma? Like what made you like want to go to Sonoma? I thought that's a kind of interesting question to ask.
Yeah. Why did you choose SSU? Yeah, that would be an interesting question because then we could see kind of what people's motivations are. Maybe it's different for summer bridge students than other students also, or maybe it's different this year than previous years. I like that question. How do other people feel about that question?
With that one.
Yeah. Cool.
I also noticed that a lot of people put like how far away you are from SSU.
Oh,
like where they live.
How far away we have there. We got it somewhere else too. How far away do you live from SSU? How far are you from SSU? So we could ask a question kind of related to that. How many miles are you from SSU? So I'll make a new list here. How many miles are you from SSU? And then also, why did you choose SSU? Awesome. I think we can pick one more because I said 2 to 3. So I'd say we can give us 3.
I really like the question that says, "Are you an introvert or an extrovert?"
Extrovert.
Yeah, I really like that one because that is something very like simple, but everyone like.
Yeah, where did that one go? Is it on my screen now? Am I just not seeing it?
I think it's on the next page.
Yeah, it's on.
Oh yeah, it got moved up. Yeah, I like that. That's an interesting one too, because it is a simple like introvert or extrovert, and we could kind of very easily collect data or analyze data on that question, because we could determine what percentage of summer bridge students are introvert or extrovert. And especially this sort of online platform, it's very maybe uncomfortable for both extroverts and introverts. So at least we can kind of maybe start to kind of relate to each other when we see how other people are. Oh, there's a lot of other introverts that are probably having trouble with this whole screen time thing. So I like that question too. What do we think? Should we also ask that one? Yeah, I'm seeing some head shakes, head nods.
Yeah, that would be interesting to ask.
Yeah, I think so. And then we could also look at how does our cohort compare to other cohorts and whatnot. Oops, I meant to bold. Well, cool. I think that is an awesome list. So what my colleagues and I are going to do over our lunch break is compile all these into a Google spreadsheet or a Google form and email them to you. So what I want to show you now is where you will be able to access this form. So later today on your own time. Oh no, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. Okay. Okay. So later today on your own time, you have some homework for our session. So you go down here, you kind of have a lot of things today on complete on your own time. A lot of things. But all the way down here at the bottom, there's our quantitative do it. And you'll see that we also have a collection of videos for you to watch. But you all have been talking in your English class about ways of taking notes and annotating and writing down your thoughts and things. So that will really, those skills will really come in handy when you're watching these videos. So we just have 1, 2, 3 short videos for you. We anticipate this might take you 45 minutes to complete, but you'll watch these videos on some information about how to analyze data, and that's what we'll be getting into next. But then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do it, and you're gonna complete this Google form that we have yet to create. So this should be available by about 1 o'clock today, because after this session, we're gonna go, like I said, my colleagues are gonna meet, we're gonna make that Google form, and we'll stick it right there. Well, wherever it will be on your screen. It's right here on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and so on that survey as well, you will see that there's this place for you to enter your heart rate data and your mood data. And yeah, other than that, that's what you're gonna be doing tonight. Are there questions about tonight's homework? No?
No.
Okay, well, I know you all have a lot ahead of you, so I think we're gonna sign off a little bit early today. One thing I want to remind you about is that for tomorrow's session, we will be using our M&Ms. So I hope you did not eat them yet. If you did, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So, but tomorrow you will be able to eat them, but bring them to our session before you do. Okay. Any other questions, thoughts, comments? Okay, well, make sure you stretch as well because we've been sitting for another long session. But great work today, everyone. Thank you so much for your creative questions. And I will send these off to my colleagues and we will get to making our Google form. But otherwise, I will see you tomorrow at, does anybody know what time?
Oh.
Eden?
No. Sorry, kind of blanking.
Okay, I'll look it up for us. Great. We have our session at 11 o'clock.
Wonderful.
So I'll see you all at 11. Looks like you start your day again though at 9 and then 10 for the reading, writing, and then we go at 11. So I'll see you there. Alrighty, everyone. Well, let me know if you have other questions, but otherwise I will say goodbye.
Thank you, Natalie.
Bye, thank you all.
Thanks, Natalie. Have a good one.
Bye.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, I was kind of in and out during the academic time, but I hope that was all, really interesting for you all, and everything's working okay. Before we let you take a little break, and then you have your meeting time with Natalie and Yami, I wanted to put into the chat the cultural gathering that's happening for today. It's an optional session, but I put the Zoom link in right there. And the theme today, let me get that back up real quick, is it's a cultural affinity group for Alianza, Mecha, and Latinx student clubs. So if that is something you're interested in and a community you want to be more involved in, they're going to have kind of a meet and greet session for those areas there. So, and really great, our Mecha program, if you have one at your school, it's been active on our campus for a very long time. I was a student here from 2005 to 2010, and our Mecha program was super involved during that time too. So a lot out there. So I just wanted to promo that again. And then also I saw a few of you sign up for the individual sessions later today. That's great. Please continue to do so if you have questions or even just want to talk and get to know more one-on-one. One thing I found with all the students that came yesterday, I found it helpful to have that initial conversation because it really helped me get to know what your goals are and what you're looking for at Sonoma State. And that is going to help me figure out what are best classes to kind of set you up for, especially since I've been through it too as a student here. And I know both of your leaders, Natalie and Yemi, have been through it as well. It's the more we know about you, the more I can make better suggestions and the more they can support in terms of, you know, figuring out what classes will work best for you to get to your goals. And I want to appreciate everybody who came yesterday because it was a really great conversation I had with each of you. So please feel free to use that Google sign up. And I think that's it for me. If you all want to take a bit of a break, that's great. I echo, you know, Professor Hobson's sentiment on that. And then Nellie and Yemi, y'all can take it away for the noon. But I just wanted to promo that 1 o'clock session too. So thanks all. Have a good one.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
So I think, well, our bridge leader breakout doesn't start till 12. So if y'all want, y'all can take a break. If you're okay with that, Yemi.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Y'all can take another break, get some water, get some snacks, stretch, and then come back at 12?
Yeah, a couple minutes before 12, yeah.
Minutes before 12? Okay.
Yeah, so y'all can take a break.
All right.
All right, Amy, I'm gonna go ahead and do the breakout rooms, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
So I think we have a couple missing, but that is okay.
Yeah, I saw some go, hopefully come back.
I'll give it a couple minutes after 12, just to see if they do come back. Just so we don't have like the whole reoccurring thing from yesterday, where people couldn't come in. So let me read this.
Natalie, thanks for your attendance, and I really appreciate it. I've got the attendance for both of you, and we're the first ones on the master sheet for attendance, so we're good to go. And yeah, just feel free to keep adding to those docs. That's great. I'm gonna leave the meeting officially now. I think, let me just check and make sure who the host is. I think it's still you, Natalie, but let me just be sure. Okay, perfect. So I'll take off because I'm letting you guys have your good times on your own with the bridge breakouts. But yeah, definitely encourage that. And if you could both too encourage them to watch the videos that are afterwards, that would be really helpful as well, because it's got stuff with like United for Success and DSS and lots of just different pieces. So if they've got some time, definitely show them where that is on Canvas, because it is kind of at the bottom of the module page and stuff like that. So Cool. Anything y'all need from me? We got about 4 or 5 signed up for individual meetings right now, but anything you need from me?
I don't think so. Yemi, do you have anything?
Yeah, I don't think so as well. Thank you.
Okay. I'll be monitoring my email the whole rest of the day, so if you need something, feel free to reach out. And actually, do you mind hopping in a breakout room real quick? Because I realize you all don't have my cell phone number, and then you should probably have that.
Let me. Let me do this. So hi everybody. So I'm just waiting on a couple people. I'm gonna give it about a minute just to make sure everybody's on here. I know some people left, but I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, they come back. So just give me a couple minutes. Okay, so I think everybody's here now. I will be breaking you all up into your designated teams and bridge leader. So I don't think we have a problem from here on out. So I'm gonna go ahead and open all the rooms.
Thank you, Nat.
Welcome. Okay, Brian, Sam, Angela, and Sarai, go ahead and go into your breakout rooms. Sama, I did not put you into one. I mean, Sam, I did not put you into one. You are in team Danny Phantom. Did Brian come back? Brian, hello? Okay.
There we go.
Now what?
Hell if I know.
I think it's over. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're gonna join the
Oh, no,
meeting at 1.
I'm not. So,
Uh,
bye. Have a good day.
I'm out. All right, peace out.
Peace out.
Maya and Jason, I think you'd end the session. You could just press the end button to actually exit the Zoom meeting, okay?